thank you guys for your good work so far. As I said, thank you for your good work so far. Please keep it up here. We're going to do our lesson today is going to be on graphing. So if you remember, today you are actually supposed to have a calculator, a ruler, and some graph paper. If you do not have one of those things, please get it tonight because Mrs. Moore will be back tomorrow to check. If you need to, for me to purchase you one, please have the money ready tomorrow. Phone calls will start tomorrow night home because we need to get these in here. If you don't have graph paper today, please find a kind neighbor, and either borrow it from him or buy one off him or her. I used to charge 25 cents a piece of paper last semester. That's how mean I was, but you guys can negotiate your own prices. Say we're going to graph using a table of values or a T-chart. We're going to say here for this, please choose X values from -3 to +3 if not specified. Everywhere you see an X, in the equation, sub in the number. Okay, so this is, we've been doing T-charts first, and last year did them too. This will help us to graph equations, which is a big part of this course. We're going to make a list here, and then my note will be done on things that you need to do and you should be graphing. Okay, so we're going to say, when graphing, remember to number one is always use a ruler. And actually, we should go backwards for a second. These list of 6 things you'll be getting 6 marks for on your graphs for the first little bit. Okay, neatness is very, very important, and accuracy is very, very important. If you use a ruler, you will gain yourself a mark on your graphs, guaranteed. Number 2, label your axes. That should be axes. Okay, the way it works, Y is up and down, X is left and right. We'll do more of those. Number 3 says put numbers on your graph. Please don't be lazy, all right? There are many excellent mathematicians that I've had before in this course that have done it and just not put numbers on and just sloppily put points on there. Please don't do so. If you assume that I can just guess what the numbers are going to be, you are wrong. I can't, and I will guess incorrectly. So please be very clear of what the numbers are that you're graphing. Number 4 says use a title. Okay, a suitable title could just be graph of whatever the equation is. Okay, if you're talking about number of days versus number of cats that you own, you can put that as your title depending on whatever the title happens to be. Number 5 says put arrows on your graph. In brackets, this means the line continues. And number 6, finally, make sure all points fit on the graph. Use a scale. Okay, I'm going to go back here in a sec, but I can't tell you how many times people will do this on their graph and then have like one point way up there. Please don't do that. If your graph paper is down here, please make sure all your points actually fit down there. Okay, I'm going to go back. What I'd like the supply teacher to do right now is to hit pause on the video and make sure everyone has all that written down before we actually get to our examples. Okay, if there are any questions, please ask the teacher or your neighbor. okay, about these things. So we'll just talk to them again. Always use a ruler. Label your axes, x-axis, y-axis. Put numbers on your graph. Use a title. Put arrows on your graph, and make sure all points fit on a graph, and use a scale. We'll get into these more and more in this class. They're very important. So I can hit pause right now. Give people a chance to copy that down, and then we'll get to example 1. Okay, wonderful. Example 1. Says, make a table of values and graph y equals 2x minus 5. Okay, so this is the way our table of values is going to work. I'm going to put my x values right here. I'll put this on the very left. I'm going to draw a line all the way across. I'm going to put here y equals 2x minus 5, which is my equation. And on the right-hand side, I'm just going to put a little column called point x comma y. So what's going to happen is in that middle, in the left section with the x's, I'm going to put all my numbers. So I'm going to put in here -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. In the middle column, I'm going to put all my rough work. Okay, so all the calculation stuff will go in there and be as sloppy as can be. If I was doing this on a page, that would be like the middle, the big part of the page. A little tiny x on the left, a little tiny point on the right, and most of this stuff in the middle. Finally, what the point is going to be the x point and the y, sort of the x coordinate and the y coordinate that I calculated. So let's do the first one together. Y equals 2x minus 5. All that means is everywhere you see an x, you're going to sub in a -3. So it's going to be, sorry, 3, whoops, Too bad I can't edit this. Okay, but that equation should have been 2x plus 5. Wait, not 2x minus. No, let's try it. No. Yeah, 2x plus 5. Okay, 2x plus 5. Sorry about that. I am still here. So what you're going to do is just change that minus to a plus, please. So now, everywhere you see an x, you're going to plug in a -3. So you're going to say y equals 2 times -3 plus 5. Okay. So everywhere there's an x, it was changed to a -3. Put up to, Alice's not here. Kathleen, what is 2 times -3? Hopefully you said -6 plus 5 equals -1. Now again, if you need to, actually, I think I'm actually going to spread this out a little bit here just before I start, because it looks like I'm not going to have room. Leave as much room as you need to. Okay, like this is just meant to be, oops, I'm a little over there. This is just sort of meant to be rough work in the middle. Okay, so if you need to show lots of rough work in the middle, go ahead. So -6 plus 5 is -1. Now that's what we calculated to be your y value. So my x value is -3 as far as my point goes, and my y value is -1. Let's try another one and see how it goes here. All right, Jake Murray, you're up next. Can you do the beginning of the next column? Y equals what? Do this in green. Y equals 2 times -3, so -2, oops, plus 5. Sorry about that. A student came to the door as I was going through here. Okay, so who are we up to? We are up to Kendra. Kendra, what is 2 times -2, please? Very good. It's oops, that's -4. Okay, Jude, what is -4 plus 5? Or 5 minus 4? 5 minus 4 is? Excellent, 1. Okay, and then the point on the graph. Josh, what is the point on the graph? Your x is what and your y is what? Your x is -2 and your y is 1. Wonderful. Tremendous even. Michaela, can you give me the next part of the beginning of the next line, please? Y equals. Good. 2 times negative 1 plus 5. All right, Sierra. 2 times negative 1. Good. Minus 2 or negative 2 plus 5. 5 minus 2 should equal 3. All right, Jeremy, what's the point on my graph going to be then? Good. Negative 1 and 3.
You know where Brad is first period?
No, I don't. Okay. 0. This is the easiest one. Kira, tell me the left-hand side, please. Y equals. Good. Y equals 2 times 0 plus 5. Wonderful. Hannah, 2 times 0 is? Good. 0 plus 5 equals 5. Now, hopefully we should be seeing a pattern at this point. Okay, before I get to my pattern, I'll let Courtney give me what's going to be on the graph. We're going to have x is 0, and y is 5. Does anyone see what the pattern is here? Because hopefully you should start to see some pattern in the y values. Oh, I think I heard somebody say it. Yeah, we're just adding 2 each time. Okay, right, so if you take a look, it's going to be plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. And the reason that comes from your slope. And we'll talk about slope a little bit more later on. You guys did that a lot last year. Your slope here is 2, which means it's going to go up by 2. I'll quickly fill the rest of the table here so we can get to the graph, and then I'll do the graph on the next video. So it's going to be y equals 2 times negative 1 plus 5 equals y equals 2 times negative 2 plus 5 equals. So those are pluses, and then y. Y equals 2 times 3 plus 5 equals. So this turns into, the first one is going to be 2 plus 5 equals 7. The next one's going to be 4 plus 5 equals 9. And finally 6 plus 5. And I was neating up the graph here. This turns to be 1 comma 7, 3 comma 11. Okay, so it's a supply feature. We're going to go on to the next video in a sec. Give the class a minute or two to get this table filled out. If there's any questions, please write them down for tomorrow or ask the teacher. We're going to do one more example like this after. Okay, the T-chart is the hardest. The T-chart of the table of values is the hard part. Please include the point x comma y at the right-hand side just for neatness sake, and yeah, we'll continue from there. Okay, see you in a bit.